Dave Coulier has just shared one of the most emotional and heartbreaking updates of his life, and fans around the world are rallying behind the beloved Full House star after learning the devastating toll cancer treatment has taken on his body. The actor and comedian, known for making millions laugh as Joey Gladstone, revealed that he has lost a staggering 45 pounds after months of radiation and treatment for two separate cancers. In a candid and deeply personal video, Coulier explained why his appearance has changed so dramatically and why his voice sounds different. For longtime fans who grew up hearing his iconic impressions and goofy catchphrases, seeing him so physically altered was both shocking and heartbreaking. But even in the midst of this difficult update, Coulier delivered a message of hope that has inspired fans everywhere. The 66-year-old actor addressed his followers after many noticed his noticeably thinner frame and weaker voice in recent appearances. Rather than ignore the concern, Coulier chose to be completely honest about what he has been enduring behind the scenes. He revealed that extensive radiation treatments for carcinoma in his throat left him unable to eat solid food for several months. As a result, his body underwent a dramatic transformation, and he shed nearly 45 pounds. He admitted that the treatment also affected his ability to speak, making even basic conversations a challenge. It was a heartbreaking confession from a man whose voice and humor have been such a huge part of his identity. Hearing Dave Coulier's struggle to speak was especially emotional for fans who have known him for decades as one of television's most energetic and animated performers. On Full House, Coulier played Joey Gladstone, the lovable uncle who could transform into countless voices and characters at the drop of a hat. His impressions of Popeye, Bullwinkle, and cartoon characters became a signature part of the show and made him a favorite among viewers of all ages. To see someone so closely associated with laughter and vocal comedy now fighting to regain his ability to speak is a sobering reminder of how brutal cancer treatment can be. Yet, Coulier's willingness to share his reality has only deepened the admiration fans have for him. Despite the physical toll, Coulier also shared the encouraging news that his most recent PET scans showed a positive prognosis for both his throat cancer and lymphoma. That update brought enormous relief to his family, friends, and supporters who have followed his journey with concern and hope. After months of uncertainty, pain, and exhausting treatments, hearing that the outlook is good felt like a hard-earned victory. Coulier said he and his loved ones were very pleased with the results. While he still faces recovery and healing, the news suggests that his fight is moving in the right direction. For fans, it was the best possible update after such a difficult revelation. To fully understand why this latest update is so emotional, it helps to look back at the medical battle Dave Coulier has endured over the past 2 years. In late 2024, he first revealed that doctors had diagnosed him with stage 3 non-Hodgkin lymphoma. This type of cancer begins in the lymphatic system, which is a crucial part of the body's immune defense. The diagnosis came as a shock not only to fans, but to Coulier himself. Suddenly, the actor who had spent decades entertaining audiences was forced into one of the most difficult fights of his life. He immediately began treatment and focused all of his energy on beating the disease. Chemotherapy became a major part of his daily reality. Chemotherapy is a cancer treatment that uses powerful drugs to destroy cancer cells, but it can also cause severe side effects such as fatigue, nausea, hair loss, and weakened immunity. Coulier approached the treatment with the same determination and humor that defined his career. He often tried to stay positive, even while facing physical and emotional exhaustion. Throughout the process, he was supported by his wife Melissa and a close circle of friends. Their encouragement helped him push forward during some of the darkest moments of his life. By early 2025, Coulier shared what seemed like incredible news. He was cancer-free. Fans celebrated alongside him, believing that he had conquered the disease and was ready to move on with life. After months of treatment and uncertainty, the announcement felt like a triumphant ending to a painful chapter. Coulier began focusing on recovery and regaining his strength. For a while, it appeared that the worst was behind him. But as many cancer survivors know, even good news can be followed by unexpected setbacks. During a routine follow-up scan later in 2025, doctors discovered another alarming issue. An abnormal growth was found at the base of Coulier's tongue. At first, there was hope that it might be related to his previous lymphoma or something less serious. Further testing, however, revealed a devastating truth. Coulier had developed a second, completely separate cancer, P16-positive squamous cell carcinoma of the tongue and throat. This diagnosis was unrelated to his lymphoma and represented a new battle, just as he thought he had finished the first one. P16-positive squamous cell carcinoma of the tongue is a type of head and neck cancer often associated with the human papillomavirus, commonly known as HPV. HPV is a very common virus, and in some cases, certain strains can increase the risk of cancers in the throat and mouth. The diagnosis can sound frightening, but doctors often note that HPV-related throat cancers can respond well to treatment when detected early. Even so, the treatment process is notoriously difficult. Radiation to the throat area can make eating, swallowing, and speaking extremely painful. For Coulier, those side effects became some of the hardest challenges he had ever faced. Radiation therapy uses high-energy beams to destroy cancer cells. When targeted at the throat and tongue, it can damage healthy tissues along the way, causing severe inflammation and soreness. Many patients experience ulcers in the mouth, dry mouth, altered taste, and difficulty swallowing. Some lose the ability to eat solid food entirely and must rely on liquids or feeding tubes for nutrition. These treatments can also lead to dramatic weight loss, which is exactly what happened to Coulier. Losing 45 pounds was not the result of dieting or exercise, but the harsh consequence of a life-saving medical intervention.
Coulier explained that he had not been able to eat solid food for months. Imagine not being able to enjoy a simple meal, not being able to bite into toast, eat a sandwich, or share dinner with family. Eating is such a routine part of life that most people rarely think about it until it becomes difficult or impossible. For Coulier, each day meant adapting to pain and focusing on nourishment in whatever form he could tolerate. This challenge alone would be emotionally draining, but it was only one part of a much larger battle. The impact on his voice has been especially poignant. Dave Coulier built much of his career around vocal performance. His ability to create funny voices and impressions made him a standout comedian long before Full House. Losing some of that vocal strength must feel deeply personal, almost as if part of his artistic identity has been affected. Yet even as he acknowledged the changes in his speech, Coulier remained open and hopeful. His courage in speaking publicly, despite the difficulty, was an inspiring act in itself. In February 2026, Coulier shared a major milestone when he announced that he was in remission from both cancers. Remission means that signs and symptoms of cancer have been significantly reduced or are no longer detectable. For cancer patients, those words can feel like a lifeline after months or years of uncertainty. Coulier described his journey as a roller coaster and expressed gratitude for the positive outcome. The announcement was met with celebration from fans and fellow celebrities who had been rooting for him throughout his ordeal. Even after remission, recovery is rarely immediate. Many cancer survivors continue dealing with side effects long after treatment ends. Fatigue can linger, appetite may remain diminished, and tissues affected by radiation can take months to heal. Emotional recovery is another important part of the process. The fear of recurrence, the trauma of treatment, and the challenge of rebuilding daily life can be overwhelming. Coulier's recent update is a powerful reminder that remission is a milestone, not always the end of the journey. Throughout his battle, Coulier has credited his wife Melissa for being an unwavering source of support. Partners of cancer patients often become caregivers, advocates, and emotional anchors all at once. Melissa stood by him during appointments, treatments, and recovery. Their relationship has become even stronger through the adversity. Coulier has spoken about how deeply grateful he is for her love and encouragement. In times of uncertainty, having someone who refuses to let go can make all the difference. Fans have also played a significant role in lifting Coulier's spirits. Messages of support poured in after his latest video. People from around the world shared stories of how his comedy shaped their childhoods and how much they admire his resilience. Many expressed shock at his physical transformation, but even more emphasized that his spirit remains unmistakably strong. Comments such as, "You made us laugh for years and now we're all cheering for you," captured the collective sentiment of his fanbase. Several of Coulier's celebrity friends have also reached out publicly. The Full House cast has long been known for maintaining close relationships even decades after the show ended. Co-stars who became like family have supported one another through triumphs and tragedies. Over the years, the cast endured heartbreaking losses, including the deaths of Bob Saget and others connected to the show. Coulier's health battle has once again reminded fans of the enduring bond among the people who brought the Tanner family to life. To younger viewers who may not know Dave Coulier's history, his impact on television and comedy is significant. Before becoming a household name, he was a stand-up comedian known for his impressions and family-friendly humor. In 1987, he joined Full House, which became one of the most beloved sitcoms of its era. The show followed widowed father Danny Tanner as he raised his 3 daughters with help from his brother-in-law Jesse Tatsopoulos and best friend Joey. Coulier's Joey Gladstone provided comic relief, warmth, and countless memorable moments. Full House became a cultural phenomenon and introduced Coulier to a global audience. The show's themes of family, resilience, and unconditional support resonated with viewers for decades. Coulier reprised his role in the Netflix sequel Fuller House, reminding fans why Joey remained such an enduring character. His goofy humor and genuine kindness made him feel like part of many viewers' own families. That deep connection explains why so many people feel emotionally invested in his health journey today. Beyond acting, Coulier continued working as a stand-up comic, voice actor, and television personality. He entertained audiences across multiple generations, proving that his appeal extended far beyond one iconic role. His career has always been built on making others smile. That is why his current struggle feels so poignant. The man who spent his life delivering laughter is now inspiring people in a very different way, through honesty, vulnerability, and determination.
Coulier has said his experience changed how he views health and everyday life. Facing 2 serious cancers in such a short period forced him to examine his habits, his environment, and what truly matters. He became more mindful about the products he uses and the choices he makes. He also turned to painting and creative projects as a form of therapy. These activities offered a sense of calm and purpose during recovery. In many ways, cancer reshaped not just his body, but his outlook on life. His story also highlights the importance of regular screenings and follow-up care. The second cancer was discovered during a routine checkup, underscoring how critical it is to continue monitoring health even after a successful treatment. Early detection can dramatically improve outcomes. By speaking openly about his experience, Coulier is encouraging others to pay attention to their bodies and not delay medical evaluations. That message could save lives. For anyone who has faced cancer personally or supported a loved one through treatment, Coulier's update feels painfully familiar. The visible weight loss, the weakened voice, the emotional strain, and the uncertainty are realities many families know all too well. Yet his positive prognosis and determination to keep moving forward offered genuine hope. His journey acknowledges the hardship while proving that recovery is possible.
One of the most touching aspects of Coulier's update is his refusal to hide the difficult parts of survival. Celebrity culture often focuses on polished images and carefully managed appearances. Coulier chose the opposite approach. He showed fans the real consequences of treatment and spoke honestly about his struggles. That vulnerability has made his story even more powerful. It reminds everyone that strength is not about looking untouched by adversity, but about facing it openly. As he continues healing, Coulier remains focused on gratitude. Gratitude for positive scan results, gratitude for his doctors, gratitude for Melissa's support, gratitude for fans who never stopped believing in him, and gratitude for the chance to keep living and creating after such an intense battle. That sense of appreciation shines through in every update he shares. The road ahead may still involve challenges. Regaining weight, restoring his voice, and rebuilding stamina will take time. Radiation recovery can be slow, and some effects may linger longer than expected. But the most important news is that his doctors are optimistic. After everything he's endured, hope is stronger than ever. For many people, Dave Coulier will always be the funny uncle from Full House, armed with silly voices and endless jokes. Today, he represents something even more meaningful. He is a survivor who has faced 2 life-threatening illnesses with courage and grace. He has transformed personal pain into a message of awareness and hope, and he has shown that even after devastating setbacks, there is reason to keep believing in better days. Seeing Coulier thinner and hearing his altered voice is undeniably emotional, but beneath those visible changes is the same generous spirit that made audiences love him in the first place. His humor, kindness, and resilience remain intact. If anything, his journey has revealed an even deeper strength than fans ever knew. As supporters around the world continue sending prayers and encouragement, there is widespread optimism that Coulier's most difficult chapter is finally nearing its end. The path has been long and painful, but his positive prognosis suggests brighter days are ahead. And if his career taught us anything, it is that Dave Coulier has always known how to bring joy even in the toughest circumstances. His story is a reminder that behind every familiar face is a human being who can face unimaginable challenges. Fame does not protect anyone from illness, but courage, support, and hope can make all the difference. Coulier's journey has inspired countless people to cherish their health, appreciate their loved ones, and confront adversity with honesty. For now, fans are holding on to the encouraging words he shared. The prognosis looks good. Those 4 words carry the weight of months of fear, treatment, and uncertainty. They are the words everyone had been waiting to hear, and they offer the strongest sign yet that Dave Coulier is on the road to recovery. From sitcom star to cancer survivor, Dave Coulier has shown the world what true resilience looks like. He may sound different, he may look different, but his heart, humor, and determination remain stronger than ever. And that is why his latest update, though heartbreaking, is ultimately a story of hope. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.